So welcome to the day 6 Selenium with C Sharp training by 5 Elements Learning. Today we are going to talk about the concept of object-oriented programming, have a look at the class and objects, talk about the concept of inheritance, polymorphism, interfaces, and how do we get the Selenium packages. So basically the concept of object and classes says that everything around us is an object, and an object has got a set of attributes and and functions. So attributes is same as properties, functions is same as methods. So a class is a template or a blueprint from which the objects are derived. Okay, so class is a template or a blueprint from which the objects are derived, and an object is also known as an instance of a class. Now a class, when created, will have the definition of the attributes and functions, and the objects are derived from the class. So objects belonging to the same class are similar, and objects belonging to different class are different from each other. Now in here we are going to create a class called as employee. So you right click on the program and you say add, and here you say class. You provide the name of the class you are trying to create. The class we are going to create is class employee. It has got these three attributes: ID, EID, name, and salary. Then this is known as the constructor for the employee class. So EID is initialized to 0, name is initialized to nothing, and salary is initialized to 0.0. This is a method available for the employee class, appraisal method, which takes as input argument a double variable, and the salary is incremented as per the variable which is entered. So salary is incremented by that many percentage. Then we have got another method called as print details, where we simply say employee with name and employee ID earns a respective salary. Now in the main method, we create a new object of the employee. So here we are creating object of the employee class. So when we say emp dot, we are able to access the different attributes and functions. The dot is here known as the accessibility operator, which allows us to access the different attributes and function associated with the employee class. So we give the salary and the appraisal, and then we print the details after the appraisal is counted for. So I'm going to execute this program. So it will create one employee object and print the information in the form of print details method. So this is the information of the salary after appraisal. Now if I want to create another record, I will simply say create a new employee. So I'll say employee emp1. EID is 2. Then print details. Now if I run this program, it will print the details of employee 1 and employee 2. Okay. So I believe this is clear to you. There is not much difference between how the class is created as per in Java or in C Sharp. Any questions in here? Fine, good. Now let's talk about the concept of inheritance. The concept of inheritance basically says that there is a parent class available, and there is a child class available. So the child class basically inherits from the parent class. So when it is inheriting from the parent class, the child class will inherit all the attributes and function. Besides that, it can have its own attributes and function. For example, we create this public class human where it has got these method public string name, public string address, and this is the constructor available for the human class, and a method called as print detail where we say this person name lives at address this. Then we create a class called as teacher which extends human. Here it has got two attributes, TID, that is teacher ID and salary, and teacher constructor available. Also it has got a appraisal method available. So when I say teacher, I create an object of teacher class. I will be able to access the attributes of the human class as well, and the method available with the human class. Okay, the name in here belongs to the human class, not to the teacher class. Can you see string human dot name? And I can have any level of inheritance. For example, I could have made this as employee. And I could have simply created another class which inherits from employees, and I could have created some more information, for example public class room, to which classroom the teacher is associated with. Teacher rating, then public teachers. Here classroom is equal to 0 and teacher rating is also equal to 0, and then I could simply have a method print info which takes int the teacher of class has rating. Now in here I will be able to access more variables. So multi-level inheritance is available. That means employee is inheriting from human, teacher is inheriting from employee, and we are able to get this information. Okay. So this is the information available to us. So we have a method being printed from the human class, from employee, and from the teacher class. Okay. Any questions in here about the concept of inheritance? Multiple inheritance, that is, inheritance from more than one class is not allowed. That means a class cannot have two parents. But multi-level inheritance is very much allowed. Any questions in here? Okay, now we are going to talk about the concept of polymorphism. The concept of polymorphism basically says that the same method can exist in more than one form. So the same method can exist in more than one form. So here we have got this class available called as drawing object. It has got this method called as draw, another method called as calculate area, where we simply say this is a generic drawing method and this is a generic area of drawing object. Now circle inherits from drawing object, and here the draw method is overridden. When we override a method, then when we create an object of this circle class, only one draw method will be accessible. And this is public double calculate area. This method is basically overloaded. That means we can access both the calculate area of child and the parent object. Overloading is when same method name is available but different signature, which basically means different arguments, different return value, etc. Overriding basically means same method, same signature. Overload method allows both parent and child methods to be accessed. Overridden methods only can be accessed. Okay. So overloading and overriding. So in here this method is overrided, draw, and this method calculate area is overloaded. As you can see, it doesn't take any argument, but this takes an argument. This doesn't return anything, this returns a double value. Then we have another class called as square, which is also inheriting from drawing object. This is again overloaded and this is overridden. Then we have a rectangle object which overrides draw object and overloads the calculate area object. Now when you create the objects for this drawing object as an array of drawing objects of circle, square, rectangle type, and the last being of drawing type, we can simply use the for each method and call the draw object dot draw, where draw object is a drawing object in each of this drawing object array. But we have to call the circle method calculate area, because if you say circ dot calculate area, you have a calculate area double radius along with one overload method available. So you can say calculate area also. This is also correct. This is also correct. But this calculate area is basically for the drawing object, whereas this calculate area is for the circle object. So polymorphism comes in terms of method overloading and method overriding. And whenever a method is overloaded, it allows accessibility of both the parent and child class object. But when a method is overridden, it only allows the child method to be accessible. As you can see, I'm a circle, square, rectangle. I'm just a generic drawing object. So these were all overridden. And this is all overloaded. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. So, first thing is in Java. So, since multiple inheritance is not allowed, we went with the interface. So, how about here in C Sharp?
Yeah, we have interface available.
Okay, it's a similar stuff
Yeah,
here as well.
yeah.
Okay, and so now what are the basic difference between Java and C Sharp in terms of oops?
No difference. All languages which supports object-oriented programming language like Java, C Sharp, Ruby, VB.NET, Perl, Python, they all have similar concepts. The difference is mainly in the terms of syntaxes and maybe one or two concepts.
Okay, okay, but concept wise there is no difference.
Yeah, on basis of some of the concepts like checked, unchecked exception is not available in C Sharp but available in Java.
Okay,
Okay, so
similarly in any other.
so we can always Google and find differences. But if there is
Okay.
any particular reason you're looking for it, then let me know.
Okay, okay. No, no. I just want to see like any major difference we have. That's what I was looking at.
From the point of view of automation,
Yep. Yep.
see, Java has got a very high support as far as Selenium is concerned. More libraries which support Java, more frameworks which support Java, like TestNG kind of a thing is available with Java, but not with C Sharp. Okay.
What is the reason for that?
No reason. TestNG is just developed to support Java programming language and not C Sharp.
Oh, okay.
For
Mm-hmm.
example, JUnit, which is a unit test framework, you use JUnit for Java programs. Similarly, you have NUnit for C Sharp programs.
Yep.
But you don't have something like TestNG for C Sharp. You have, there is another framework available. I am forgetting the name.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, MS Test, which is available in C Sharp but not available in Java. So because of programming language changes, things do change in here as well.
Okay.
Any more questions?
No, that's fine.
Okay. We will now talk about the concept of interfaces. So interface is basically a contract available to us which any class trying to implement the interface has to abide by it. So a class implements an interface. An interface will have only method declaration, no definition. And any class implementing the interface has to provide the method definition. So we create an interface like car which has got these methods: mileage, engine type, seating capacity. And let's say we create another class called as family car which implements this car interface. So when it implements this car interface, it is important that it should implement all the methods available with the car interface. Only if all the methods are implemented, we will not get any error. So we can provide our own values to the different methods, create an object of this class and call that. Similarly, there could be another class available like sports car which has got different values associated with it, and we create an object of this class and can call it. Now in interface we can use more than one interface for a class. Is this clear? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so in Java we have extends keyword to inherit. Here it is colon, and even if a class implements an interface, we use implements keyword. I'm seeing here also, is it colon?
Yeah,
The
colon.
same?
Same.
So, but then if that's the case, then we have a concept in interface saying an a class can implement an interface, uh, and a class can extend another class, but a class cannot extend an interface, right? But here, if it is extend, if it is like for example, in this case, sports car is a class, car is an interface. So that concept of Java will not be matching here, no? So
Why?
even though we are taking it as a implements, since colon can be used as extend as well. So if how are we differentiating that? Okay, when a class you see, since car is defined as a interface, we can say it's implements. But since colon is same used for as an extend as well, so that what is a keyword is or the syntax is something which will be deviating from the interface concept, right?
See, syntax for every language is going to be different. We use extends and implements in Java, but in C sharp,
Mhm.
we don't have any such keywords. It is just a colon.
Okay, okay.
But that doesn't
So
mean that
based on
it is not implementing the interface and it is not extending a class.
okay, so based on what is defined as a on the right side, what is defined as an interface or class, we have to consider the operator as implement or extend. Is that the right statement, Isha?
Yeah, for example, if you say class sports car colon human, it will not
Mm.
ask you to implement any method for human. Is it asking? No, it is not going to ask. Even if I delete these methods, we will not get any error except this. I mean, this we are getting because these are these were the methods I implemented first. So is it giving you any error?
Mm.
No. But if you say car, you have to implement it. Otherwise, you will get an error. It says show potential fixes. It is asking you, do you want to implement the interface? I will say yes. If I want to implement the interface, I will get all these methods printed. And then
Mm.
I have to
Mm.
provide some values in here.
But car, why it is showing, because you haven't defined car as a
I have defined
interface
car.
or
Here it is.
oh, okay, okay, from there, okay, okay, then it makes sense. Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Any more question?
yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. So the concept of public, private, protected, and default remains the same. There is no much difference in here. Now I have a question for you, which is create an abstract class in C sharp with some method for browser and create child class for browser abstract class, i.e. Firefox and Chrome. So you have 10 minutes. I have not discussed abstract class with you, so you will have to Google this. Create an abstract class called as browser and then create 3 child classes which will extend this browser abstract class. Is the question clear to you? So go ahead and do it, please. Yes, Ajit, what's the update?
Yeah, I have done one.
Okay,
Probably you can check it up.
sure.
Just I printed the statement.
Okay, fine, fine. So you can complete it. So here I'll show you, we can basically implement two interfaces. So there is an interface called as car, another interface called as boat. So these are the methods boat has and car has the same methods. Then I create a class called as car ship which implements two interfaces. So we separate them by a comma. So this is how you can basically implement two interfaces. So when I implement two interfaces, I have to have methods available for all these interfaces. And the example of abstract class which I have created is this. So we have this abstract class browser which has got two methods, zoom setting and browser name, which take their own input arguments. And then I've created this IE class which inherits from the browser. And these are the um, objects and method it basically creates. So we cannot create an object of this browser class, okay? Because it's an abstract class, you always have to inherit them with some other class. So this is basically an in-between thing between an interface and a normal class, okay? Any questions in here? Go ahead, ask.
Yeah, so one thing I understand abstract class, we cannot instantiate an object in abstract class. But one more thing, what we have is abstract class will have all methods defined. Abstract class will be abstract methods, right? By
Mm-hmm.
default. Can we do implementation there? Because I could see in your class you have for the Zoom and other one, you have already provided the implementation, right, inside the abstract class.
Mm-hmm. I've just basically returned some values. That's the only implementation I've done.
Yeah, but can we do a implementation inside a abstract class?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, because what I understood was abstract class always have abstract methods, and abstract methods are something like we can only define it or declare it, but it cannot have a implementation like interface.
Then
Interface
what?
can still have
Then what is the difference between an interface and an abstract class?
what I understood was interface will have both abstract methods and non-abstract methods, Whereas an abstract class will have all methods will be
What is
abstract,
a non-abstract method?
which can have implementation.
Can we have
There is a normal
implementation
method.
of a method in an interface?
Yeah, ideally we should not.
What's an abstract method?
Okay. Abstract method is which doesn't have any implementation, right?
Okay.
It's basically like a structure defined.
Then what is the interface method?
There is no interface method. Only there's nothing called interface method. No, there's just an interface.
Okay, why don't you read this? And this will clear all your doubts. Okay, just read this.
Okay. Okay. And one more thing. So in Java, can we inherit from? We can inherit from multiple classes, but can we
No, we cannot
uh,
inherit from multiple class in Java also. Again, we need
only? Okay.
interfaces for that.
Okay. So we won't put class A comma class B.
No, we cannot.
Okay. I didn't understand your last statement in that, saying without implementation, abstract are the same as in interface, which is fine. But C# allows you to inherit from or implement multiple interface. So which means you can, because a class implements an interface, so we can have implement from multiple interface. A class can implement multiple interface. Is that the statement?
Yeah, a class can implement multiple interface, definitely.
Okay, so which is like if it is class A colon B comma C, then B and C has to be interface, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but it can inherit from one base class only. So um, so if you have class A as base class B as the derived, and class C as derived from class B, then we can say class B colon we can have only one, like A or B. Is that the meaning?
I am not sure why and for what reasons you are confused. I would suggest you
Mm-hmm.
that take out some time, go back. A class
Yep.
can be inherited. It's a normal class, and a class can be instantiated. Write down these two statements. A class can be inherited and a class can be
Yep.
instantiated. Okay? Have
Okay.
you written
Mm.
this? Now
One
let's
sec.
talk about abstract class. Go ahead. Write down first these two lines. You can write down in a notepad or something like that.
Yeah. Class can be inherited and
And a class can be instantiated.
yeah.
Okay?
Mm.
Now, an abstract class cannot be instantiated but can be inherited.
An abstract class cannot be inherited.
An abstract class cannot be instantiated. You
Yeah.
cannot create an object of an abstract class.
Yep. Yep. But can be inherited.
Yes, can be inherited.
Okay.
An interface can neither be instantiated nor inherited. You implement an interface. What is the difference between inheritance and implementation?
Inheritance is basically
When you
you are
inherit,
inheriting the property.
when you inherit,
Yeah.
you're not forced to
Mm.
implement the methods. Have you seen this? Even when you are inheriting
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
abstract class, you are not forced to inherit the methods available in the abstract class. That's why abstract class methods can have body. Whereas in interface, you are forced to implement the methods because there is no definition of the methods.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So just remember this, and when you create all these three entities, you will understand the difference. Try to undo some of them. Try to create an object of abstract class. Try not to implement the interface. Try not to give body. Try to give body to the methods of interface. Try not to give body to abstract class methods. You will see what is happening. You will get errors.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not as difficult as you are making it sound. You are a little bit confused, but that's okay.
Yep.
But just keep these 3 points, in total 6 points, as your base, and you will be cleared as to what is happening.
Yep.
Okay, now we are going to talk about NuGet. NuGet is basically the package manager for .NET, and it is basically a client tool which provides the ability to produce and consume packages. So the gallery is basically the central package repository which is used by all package managers, authors, and consumers. Okay. The main website for NuGet is nuget.org. Here you can go ahead and find how you can create a package, how you can explore, and you can learn it. Okay. So you can search for some packages. For example, if I want to search for a package called as Selenium, I'll just search Selenium and I'll get some packages available. Okay. Similarly, I can search for a package called as Chrome driver and I will get some package which supports the Chrome driver. Okay. And then I can download it and consume it. Or there is another way to get access of NU get packages, which is through the um, project in .NET. Right click on the project and say manage NU get packages. And in here search for Selenium. When this window opens, search for in here Selenium. When you search for Selenium, you will get some package information like this. So for me, it is installed. So I get this uninstall. For you, you will get install. So go ahead and install Selenium. And the second package you have to install on your system is Chrome driver. Go ahead and install these two packages on your system.
Okay.
So selenium.chrome.webdriver, this one you have to install, and Selenium package. The first one in here, this one. Version 2.33.0 selenium.chrome.webdriver by Jay Baranda, which has 148K downloads. So go ahead and install these two packages. It will take a little while. And while these packages are getting installed, you have to read these three links. So install these three packages and have a read to these three links. You have 10, 15, 10 minutes. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, Sajid, I'll take this as an assignment. Read through these three
Yep.
links, okay? And
Yep.
install these packages.
Okay. Which package it is?
The packages which I just told you, Sajid,
Oh, that is already
Selenium.
installed.
You have installed both of them,
Yeah.
Selenium and Chrome driver.
Yeah.
So read through these three links, iWebDriver, Buy, and iWebElement, okay?
Okay. Can you just
Have
ping me? Uh,
I've pinged you.
Only. Okay.
Yeah, it's there in the questions pane. I've sent you these three links. Go through these three links, and from tomorrow we will start with Selenium WebDriver.
Yep. Fine.
Okay?
Yep.
And one last thing you have to do is you have to export the login logout test which we have recorded from Selenium IDE
Mhm.
and save it as a C# file. So we have done recording of the
So
login logout test, right, in Selenium IDE. Export that
yeah,
file
yeah,
as a
yeah.
C# in the C# language and just read through it
Okay.
after you have read through these three
Okay.
links. So basically, the entire Selenium is based upon the concept of object-oriented programming.
Yep.
So see it from the C# lenses, not from the Selenium lenses. Try to understand what is a WebDriver. Is it an interface or a class? What are the different methods available? Web element is an interface or a class. What are the different methods available with them? Buy is a class or an interface. What is the purpose of buy? Okay. So go ahead and
Yeah. All right.
export this test case as C#NUnit WebDriver. Save it on your system. Open it with a notepad. Try to understand what this is saying, okay? So I'll ask you tomorrow.
Okay.
Like before it, you have to go ahead and read these three links. Find out what they are, what are the methods available, and then export this test case and we will have discussion tomorrow on it, okay? This is the assignment.
Okay.
Okay, that's all for today. I'll send the recording and rest of the material. Any questions?
No, that's fine.
Fine. Okay then. Thank you so much for your time. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yes. See you. Bye.